श्री गुरु वरंग गंधार विवेक गिरिधारी श्री श्री राधा विनोद बिहारी जू की जाय। श्री गोविंद गोपीनाथ मरन मोहन जू की जाय। नित्याल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार शतर शत स्मर भक्ति वेदांत नारायण गोसाई महाराज श्री गुरुदेव की जाय। नित्याल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार शतर शत स्मर भक्ति वेदांत वामन गोसाई महाराज की जाय। नित्याल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार शतर शत स्मर भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की जाय। नित्याल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार शतर शत स्मर भक्ति प्रज्ञान केशव गोसाई महाराज की जाय। नित्याल प्रविष्टम विष्णुपार शतर शत स्मर भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोसाई प्रभुपाद की जाय। नित्याल प्रविष्ट महाभगवत श्रील गोरक्षदास बाबाजी महाराज की जाय। नित्याल प्रविष्ट श्रील सच्चिदानंद भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जाय। नित्याल प्रविष्ट वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्रील जगन्नाथ दास बाबाजी महाराज की जाय। श्री रूपानु गौरी गुरु वर्ग की जाय। श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्टदास रघुनाथ शारद गोसाई प्रभु की जाय। श्री स्वरूप दामोदर राय रामानंदारी श्री गौर पार्षद वृंद की जाय। नाम अक्षय श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जाय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार शिवासरी गौर भक्त वृंद की जाय। श्री क्षेत्र मंडल गौर मंडल ब्रज मंडल मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की जाय। सर्व अभिष्ट प्रदात गिरिराज महाराज की जाय। श्री राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड की जाय। श्री यमुना देवी गंगा देवी की जाय। श्री तुलसी महारानी वृंद देवी की जाय। श्री भक्ति देवी की जाय। श्री पूर्णमासी योग माया की जाय। श्री गोपेश्वर महादेव की जाय। श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जाय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जाय। जय श्री चैतन्य शिक्षामृत श्री चैतन्य शिक्षाष्टक की जय। Jai Shri Harinam. Jai the commentaries of Śrīla Bhaktivedānta Thakur and Śrīla Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Gosai Prabhupada and all of our acharyas ki Jai. Jai Shri Harinam. Jai Śrīla Krishnadas Kaviraj Gosai Pad ki Jai. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki Jai. Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai. Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Gaur. Let's do the Mangalacharan and then we'll begin. Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Sorry. Guruve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Shri Siddhanta Saraswati Tividito Gaudiya Gurvanvaye Bhato Bhanuriva Prabhata Gagane Yogora Sankirtanaya Maya Bharati Mingilo Daragatan Udritya Jiva Niman Krishna Prema Sudabdika Hana Sukham Pradat Prabhung Tang Bhaje Vande Bhakti Vinodam Shri Gaura Shakti Swarupakam Bhakti Shastragya Samrajam Radha Rasa Sudha Nidhim Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Vrishabhanusutan Vitavamatanu Yamuna Tatanagarananda Sutam Murali Kalagita Vinora Parang Bhajagodrumakanana Kunjavidum Smaragoura Gadadara Kelikalang Bhava Gora Gadadhara Pakshachara Shrinu Gora Gadadhara Charu Katang Bhaja Godrumakanana Kunja Vidum Tavaivasmi na jivami tvaya vina Itti vigyaya devi tvang nayamang charanantikam Bhaktya vihina aparada lakshai Kshiptashtakama madhe Kripamai tvam sharanam prapanna Vrinde namaste charanarvindam Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Shri Saruparaya Sanghaharsha Shesha Ghoshanam Shikshanashtakakya Krishna Kirtanaika Poshanam Prema Nama Matra Vishwa Jivanaika Sambharam Prema Dhama Devameva Nomi Gaura Sundaram Premor Bhavita Harsheryodvega Danyarti Mishritam Lapitam Gorachandrasya Bhagyavarbhirnishevyate Prabhur Shikṣāṣṭaka Shloka Jai Pore Shune Krishne Prema Bhaktitar Bare Dine Dine. Whoever reads or hears the Lord's Shikṣāṣṭaka verses, that person's prema bhakti for Sri Krishna increases day by day. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. Sri Hari Prabhu, Bhavatarani Mataji, Rukmini Didi, Yashoda Didi, Chatamai Didi, Sarveshwari Mataji, Anadi Krishna Prabhu, and let's see on YouTube and Facebook. Rohini Nandan Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. And I don't know who else is there. If you write a comment, I'll see your name. Maybe Ganga Mataji. And also pranams to all devotees watching in the future. Haribo. Oh, Haribo Vidyalala Sadidi. Hare Krishna. Oh, and Prajumna Prabhu and Mantramurti Mataji. Haribo. Hare Krishna. All right, so we are continuing our reading of Shikṣāṣṭaka. I thought today maybe it'd be nice to go through, because we've been going through the Chaitanya Charitamrita last chapter, chapter 20 of the Antya Lila, so many times, but I actually I never read the translations. So I thought maybe we could do that today also. So, yeah, let's begin. I don't have a mridanga with me, unfortunately, so I'll just have to. But maybe we'll do that. Well, we can say the translation first and then read the Bengali so that you can kind of guess what the Bengali is saying. Okay, so this is Śrī Śikṣāṣṭakam within Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antya Lila 20, verses 8 to 48. One second, let me just shut the door because they're doing kirtan outside. So with joy, the Lord said, "Listen, Swarup and Ramaroy. Nam Sankirtan is the supreme means of deliverance in this age of Kali. Harshe Prabhu Kohen Shuno Swarup Ramarai. Nama Sankirtana Kalo Parama Upai." In Kali Yuga, one who worships Krishna through the Sankirtan Yagya is truly intelligent. He is Sumedha and attains the feet of Sri Krishna. And we see that word Sumedha, truly intelligent, is in the following Srimad Bhagavatam verse. So, Sankirtana yagye kalo Krishna aradhan, Sheito sumedha pai Krishner charan. Now the famous verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, which indirectly indicates Mahaprabhu. Okay. Krishna varnam tvisha krishnam sangopangastra parshadam yagyai sankirtana prayar yajanti hi sumedasaha. I actually made a different translation for this. That doesn't matter. Okay, so he performs kirtan of the two syllables Kri and Shna. His complexion is fair, it's Akrishna. He is surrounded by his Angas, Upangas, Astra, and Parshad. Intelligent people worship him by performing Sankirtan Yagya. So what are the Anga, Upanga, Astra, and Parshad? So Angas refers to Mahaprabhu's limbs, meaning Nityananda Prabhu and Advaita Acharya. Upangas are his servitors, meaning Srivas Pandit and other pure devotees. The Astra is the Harinam. It's the weapon. Astra means a weapon. So what is his weapon? Harinam. Harinam Sankirtan. And then his Parshads are his confidential companions like Shri Sarup Damodar, Shri Rai Ramananda, Shri Gadadhara Pandit, and the 6 Goswamis. So Yajanti hi Sumedasa. Intelligent people worship him by performing Yagya. What kind of Yagya? Sankirtan Yagya. Okay, so by Nam Sankirtan, all anarthas are destroyed, all auspiciousness arises, and the jubilation of prem for Krishna blossoms. Nama Sankirtane hoy sarvanarthanash, sarva shubhodoy Krishna premer ulas. So now we come to the first verse of Śrī Śikṣāṣṭaka, which appears in Śrīla Rupa Goswami's Padyavali, verse 10. So Shri Krishna Sankirtan cleanses the mirror of the heart. It extinguishes the blazing forest fire of material existence and diffuses the moonbeams of bhav upon the white lotus of good fortune, causing it to bloom. Shri Krishna Sankirtan is the life and soul of Vidya Devi, the goddess of transcendental knowledge, who is his consort. Shri Krishna Sankirtan increases the ocean of transcendental bliss. It causes the soul to relish complete nectar at every step and enables one to be fully bathed, purified, and soothed, inside and out. Let there be supreme victory for the congregational chanting of Shri Krishna's holy names. Cheto darpanamarjanam bhavamahadavagni nirvapanam Shreya kairava chandrika vitaranam vidyavado jivanam Anandam buddhivardhanam praptipadam purnamrita swadanam sarvatma snapanam param vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. Okay, I'm going to do 2 verses at a time now. Through Sankirtan, one's sinful materialistic life is destroyed. The heart is purified, and all the processes of sadhan, bhav, and prem bhakti are awakened. Through Sankirtan, Krishna prem arises. Then the nectar of that prem is relished, Krishna is attained, and one becomes completely immersed in the ambrosial ocean of service to him. Sankirtana hoite papa sangsara nashan, chitta shuddhi sarva bhakti sadhana udgam, Krishna premorgama premamrita yashvadan, Krishna prapti sevamrita samudre majan. Having spoken these words, lamentation and humility arose within the Lord, and he recited a verse of his own composition. Hearing its meaning removes all kinds of sorrow and grief. Uttilo vishara danya pore apana shloka, jahar artha shuni sab jai dukha shokam. Okay, so now the verse from second verse of Śikṣāṣṭakam. This is in Śrīla Rupa Goswami's Padyavali number 19. The meaning is, you have manifested all of your potency in your innumerable holy names. There are no restrictions on when they may be remembered. O Bhagavan, you are so merciful, but I am so unfortunate that spontaneous attachment, anurag, to your names, to your holy names, has not arisen within my heart. Nam namakari bahuda nija sarva shaktis tatrarpita niyamita smaranena kala etadrishi tava kripa bhagavan mamapi durdaiva me trishamiha janina nuraga. The desires of the innumerable living entities are of infinite varieties. Therefore, out of compassion, Krishna propagated his countless names. Whether eating, sleeping, or being in any situation, there are no restrictions of time, place, or rules in regard to chanting the name. Yet, it bestows all perfection, the perfection of bhakti. What is all perfection? What is the topmost perfection? Is the perfection of bhakti. The Lord has invested all his potencies in his names, but my misfortune is that I have no attachment to them. O Sarup, O Ramarai, now hear the verse that describes the characteristics of how prema arises when the name is chanted. Aneka lokera vancha aneka prakara kripate korilo anek namera prachara Kaite shuite jatha tatha namalay Kala desha niyam nahi sarva siddhi hoy Sarva shakti name dila koriya vibhaga Amara durdaiva name nahi anuraga Je rupe loile nam premayupajay Tar lakshan shloka shuno swarup ramarai. Okay, so now here that verse that describes the characteristics of how prema arises when the name is chanted. What is that verse? Only he who feels lower than a blade of grass and who is more tolerant than a tree and who expects no honor for himself but is able to give due respect to all others is qualified to perpetually chant the holy names of Sri Hari. Trinarapi sunichena tarorapi sahishnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. Even though a person chanting the name is on the highest level, he considers himself lower than a blade of grass and exhibits two types of tolerance, resembling that of a tree. A tree does not say anything, even when it is being cut, nor does it ask for water, even when it is drying up and on the verge of death. It freely gives its wealth. It freely gives its wealth in the form of fruits, flowers, etc., to whoever asks anything of it. Even while enduring heat and rain, it provides shelter to others. Similarly, even though a Vaishnava is topmost, he remains free from pride. He offers respect to all jivas, knowing them to be the resting places of Krishna. Whoever chants Krishna's name following this method develops prema for the lotus feet of Sri Krishna. Uttam hoya apana ke mane trina dhama dui prakare sahishnuta kore vriksha sama vriksha jeno katile ho kichu na bolay shukhaya male ho kare pani na magay jai jai magaye tare de apana dhana Karma bhrishti shahe anir koro ye rakshanam. Uttam hoya Vaishnava habe nirabhiman. Jive samana dive jani Krishna adhishtan. E mata hoya je Krishna nama loy. Shri Krishna charane tar prema upajay. While speaking these words, Mahaprabhu's humility intensified, and he began praying to Krishna for pure bhakti. The nature of prema is such that when there's a relationship with Krishna based on prema, that person feels, I do not have even the slightest trace of devotion to Krishna. Kohite kohite prabhur danya barila, Shuddha bhakti Krishna thaik magite lagila. Premer swabhava jaha premer sambandha, she mane Krishna mor nahi bhakti gandha. Okay, so now this is verse 4 of Śikṣāṣṭaka, quoted from Rupa Goswami's Padyavali, verse 85. The meaning is, O Jagadish, I desire neither wealth nor followers, nor the gorgeous promises of the Vedic hymns. My only prayer is that birth after birth, I may have causeless devotion, ahaituki bhakti to you, the Lord of my life. Na dhanam na janam na sundarim, kavitam va jagadisha kamaye, mama janmani janmanishvare, bhavatar bhaktir ahaituki tvaye. I do not ask you for wealth, followers, or beautiful poetry. O Krishna, please mercifully bestow upon me pure bhakti. With dhana jana nahi mago kavita sundari, shuddha bhakti deho more, Krishna kripa kori. With deep humility, Shri Gaur Hari again begged for the gift of dasya bhakti, considering himself an ordinary worldly being. Now the 5th verse of Śikṣāṣṭaka, quoted in Padyavali 13. O son of Nanda, I am your eternal servant, but I have fallen into the violent ocean of material existence. Mercifully place me as a particle of dust at your lotus feet. Ainandatanuja kinkaram, patitang mam vishame bhavam buddho, kripaya tava pada pankaja, stita dhuli sadrisham vichintaya. O Nandanandan, I am your eternal servant, but having forgotten you, I have fallen into the ocean of material existence, bound by Maya. Please be merciful and make me like a particle of dust at your feet, so that this servant may always remain engaged in service to you. Tomar nitya dasa mui toma pasariya, poriyacho bhavar nave, maya baddha hoya. Kripa kori koro more pada dhuli sama, tomara seva ka koro tomara sevan. Once again, Shri Gaur Hari, overwhelmed by intense longing, manifested deep humility and began pleading for Krishna's mercy to engage in Prem Nam Sankirtan. Puna ati utkanta danya hoilo udgama, Krishna thai mage prema nama sankirtana. Now we come to verse 6, which is quoted in Padyavali, verse 84. So Mahaprabhu says, when will a stream of tears flow from my eyes, my voice choke up, and the hairs of my body stand on end as I chant your holy names? Nayanam galarashudharaya, vadanam gad gadarudaya gira, pulakar nichitang vapukada, tava nama grahane bhavishyati. Without the treasure of prem, my impoverished life is meaningless. Please make me your servant and grant me prem as my only wage. Prema prema dhana vina vyartha daridra jivana tasa kori vetan more deho prema dhan. Then a different mood, a different avish of ras arose in Sri Gaur Hari and manifested as feelings of separation. Overcome by anxiety, sorrow, and deep humility, he began to speak in a state of delirium. Rasantara Visha Hoilo Viyogaspuran Udvega Vishara Danya Kore Pralapan. So now Mahaprabhu is speaking this in a state of delirium. He's saying, in separation from Govinda, even a moment seems like a millennium. Tears fall from my eyes like torrents of rain, and the entire world seems empty. This is verse 7 of Śikṣāṣṭaka, quoted from Padyavali 3:27. Yugaitam nimeshena chakshusha pravrishayitam shunyayitam jagat sarvam govinda virahena me govinda virahena me. In my distress, the day refuses to pass, and even a moment feels like an eon. Tears pour forth from my eyes like monsoon clouds in the rainy season. In separation from Govinda, the three worlds appear void. My body burns as if engulfed by a fire consuming dry husks. Yet even then, my life does not depart. Shri Krishna has become indifferent to me in order to test me. And all the Sakis are telling me, you too should neglect Krishna. Udvege divas na jai, khana hoilo juga sama, varshar mega pray, ashru varshe nayana. Govinda virahe shunya, hoilo tribhuvana. Govinda virahe shunya, hoilo tribhuvana. Tushanale pore jeno na jai jivan. Tushanale pore jeno na jai jivana. Krishna udasina hoila korite parikhan. Saki sab kohe Krishna koro upekhan. While thinking in this way, the innate nature of prem arose in Sri Radha's spotless heart. The moods of jealousy, or it could be joy. Harsha means joy, right? Anyways, the moods of joy or intense longing, humility, maturity, and submissiveness all simultaneously arose within her. Due to the simultaneous arising of so many emotions, Sri Radha's mind became unsettled. In the presence of the Sakis, she openly uttered a verse without any hesitation. Absorbed in the moods of Sri Radha, Sriman Mahaprabhu recited that verse, and as soon as he did, he himself became fully immersed in the same emotion. Eteka chintite radhar nirmala hridoy, swabhavika premar swabhav korila udoy. Harsha utkanta dainya prodi vinoy, eto bhava ekathai korilo udoy. Eto bhave radharman astira hoila. Saki gana age prodi shloka je porilo. She bhave prabhu she shloka ucharila. Shloka ucharite tarup apane hoila. Okay, now we come to the last verse of Śrī Śikṣāṣṭaka. This is quoted in Padavali 134. Let him embrace me or trample me under his feet, or let him cruelly pierce the deepest core of my heart by not being present before me. Let that debauchee do whatever he likes. He is still my prananath, the Lord of my life. I have no one other than him. Ashlishava pararatampi nashtuman adarshanan marmahatam karotuva yatha tatha va vidadhatu lampato mat prananatastu sa eva napara mat prananatastu sa eva napara. I am a maidservant of Sri Krishna's lotus feet, and he is the very treasure of ras-filled joy. Whether he embraces me and makes me his own, or withholds his darshan and scorches my body and mind with the fire of separation, still he remains the Lord of my life. Ame Krishna pada dasi teho rasa shukarashi alingiya kore atmasatam Kiva de darashan jaren mora tanuman tabute ho mor prananata tabute ho mor prananata. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jai Śrī Śikṣāṣṭaka ki Jai. Okay, so wow, that took a long time. So now we will read some more explanations of the first verse by Srila Gurudev. And now this is from, oh wait, let me just see who joined. Hare Krishna Gargaraj ji and Ganga Mata ji, Hari Bol. Okay. Okay, so now we are reading from Prabandhavali. That book's now called A Treasury of Holy Days, Chapter 10. So Srila Gurudev says, the beginning stages of sadhan have been compared to the darkness of night. If you try to walk anywhere in the darkness, you may stumble or step into a ditch, or even upon a snake. So there is some fear. Or if you enter a jungle, you may be attacked by a tiger or lion. There are also thieves and dacoits to be wary of. Thieves don't come in the first part of the night, because at that time, most people have just settled in and can easily be awakened. But they come near to morning, when most people are in deep sleep. There are also such thieves and fearful adversaries in the beginning stages of bhajan. At this point, the stars in the evening sky have not yet disappeared, meaning lust, anger, greed, envy, and madness have not disappeared from our hearts. Our many anarthas, which have been compared to tigers and snakes, are hidden in all directions. But will the practice of sadhana alone make the sun of spiritual perfection rise? When does the sun rise? when the appropriate time comes, and not before. So here one thing is possible. If a lamp is lit in the night, then snakes and other fearful adversaries will flee. It is the Guru who lights this lamp. It is the Guru who lights this lamp for us by giving us Harinam and making us hear Harikatha. Then the anarthas which remain within us will begin to fade. But is that alone enough to make the sun rise? The sun of full realization of the holy name will rise according to its own sweet will, as it is fully independent. It is fully independent. So that sun of the holy name will rise of its own, according to its own sweet will. Can't force the sun to rise. The sun will rise when it decides to rise. You can't. So same thing with Harinam. You can't just make Harinam pure all of a sudden. Can't like force, I'm going to chant Shuddha Nam right now. No, it's not. Nam will appear of its own accord. So there's this verse from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Purva Vibhag 2, 234. Atha Shri Krishna Namadi na bhaver grahyam indriyai sevon muke hi jivado swayam eva spuratyadha. The material senses cannot perceive the names, form, qualities, and pastimes of Sri Krishna. Only when one is fully absorbed in serving him does the real Nam appear on one's tongue, bestowing full realization of him. Just as the sun rises at precisely the appropriate time, when the time is right, the holy name will appear on a devotee's tongue and illuminate everything within his heart. And just as when the sun rises, there's no need of any electric light or candle because everything is automatically illuminated, so when the holy name bestows full realization upon a devotee, he will have a clear understanding of himself and his constitutional position, and all of his fear will vanish. There's this verse, Ekka Krishna name kore sarva papanash, premer karana bhakti korin prakash. That's from Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Lila 8:26. Simply chanting Krishna Nam without offense vanquishes all sinful activities, and thus bhakti, which is the cause of prem, becomes manifest. By its mercy, the holy name will fully reveal itself. But as long as it hasn't arisen in the heart, we can only endeavor to make the darkness go away, meaning we must continue executing sadhana in an effort to rid ourselves of our anarthas. Next, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that after one accepts a guru and the seed of the creeper of bhakti is planted in his heart, the seed must be carefully cultivated, and then a seedling will appear. Cheto darpana marjanam. Slowly, the devotee's consciousness is being purified. The holy name is completely Satchid Ananda. It is not a material vibration. We cannot manipulate it or control it in any way. Perhaps premi devotees can overpower it, but in our present condition, we cannot. We have been bound by Maya since time immemorial. We have been wandering in the material realm, sometimes as kings, sometimes as demigods, sometimes as insects, and in many other species also. Wandering and wandering, by the causeless mercy of Bhagavan, we attain the company of Vaishnavas. One who has merit from previous lifetimes will automatically attain very high quality Vaishnava association. And upon hearing their Harikatha, his anarthas will at once disappear, and he will swiftly enter into bhakti. But for one who doesn't have this previous merit, there will be some delay. Still, he should remain patient and continue performing sadhana in the company of Vaishnavas, because whether the Shraddha that has arisen in one's heart is based on scriptural regulations or of the nature of pure spiritual greed, one must always remain in sadhu sangha. So in all circumstances, even if you have, if you're on the path of Vaidhi and your Shraddha is just based on scriptural regulations, or if it is of the nature of pure spiritual greed, if you're on the path of Rag, in all circumstances, one must always remain in sadhu sangha. The jiva is covered by a material body and a subtle body. And as long as they remain, then the jiva thinks, I am this body, or I am the mind. I am the mind, intelligence, and ego. Because Bhagavan Nam is transcendental, it does not manifest to the material senses. However, if one becomes fully pure, then the sun of the holy name will arise. The sun of the holy name will arise in his heart. But in our present condition, everything is material. Our bodies, our minds, everything we do and everything we say, everything is material. So how will this transcendental Satchidananda Bhagavan Nam appear in our hearts? Regarding this point, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, listen to the method. First one receives sadhu sangha, and then he accepts a guru. But that doesn't just mean going through the ritual of initiation. Whatever Guruji says, I will certainly do. One must have this determination. And for that, 3 things are necessary. Pariprashnena, sincere inquiry, pranipatena, submission, and sevaya, service attitude. So there's pariprashna, pranipat, and seva. With these 3 things, we will begin hearing from the Guru. Guruji will say, listen, you must overcome your anarthas. Then the disciple will ask, Guruji, what are these anarthas? Then Guruji says, that which has no artha, that which has no value, which is not beneficial to our very selves, the soul, that is called an anartha. Guruji, please explain it in more detail. I have not completely understood. Then listen attentively. I will also tell you how you can eradicate them. Maya mugdasya jivasya gyeyo nartash chaturvidha hriddorbalyam chaparadho satrishna tattva vibhrama. That's from Bhajranahasya 2:7. Having prem for Bhagavan is our original artha. That is that which is our real wealth. That's our original real wealth. Krishna prem is our objective. And within this Krishna prem, Radha Dasya is our ultimate objective. This is our artha. And that which hinders and obscures this is called an anartha. There are four kinds of them. And the first is called Swarup Brahm, being an illusion concerning what our inherent, not our form exactly. Anyways, our identity, our nature, our nature. Being an illusion concerning what is our true nature. And what is the nature, and also what's the form of Paratattva Bhagavan. So that's Swarup Brahm. Some say, I am Brahman, or I am Bhagavan. Others say that Indra is Bhagavan, and others say that Ganesh is Bhagavan. Others say both Indra and Ganesh are Brahman, as are me, you, your wife and children, and everyone else in the universe. Sarva kala vidam Brahma. Since we are all Brahman, is there any necessity of engaging in bhajan? There is no necessity of it whatsoever. So this is all Brahma. This is all illusion. Therefore, one must first understand, who am I? One should rid himself of the first stage of illusion, which is thinking that he is the physical body. Then he will realize that the activities which he has been busily engaged in from dawn till dusk are all anartha. Understanding Atma Tattva means to realize that one is an eternal servant of Krishna. And who is Paratattva? Not Brahman, not even Paramatma, but only Krishna, who is our supreme artha. Krishna is our supreme treasure. This understanding is our everything. Ete changsa kala pungsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. That's Srimad Bhagavatam 1.3.28. Krishna is Bhagavan himself. This is Paratattva. And what is his nature? He is Sarva Shaktiman. He is a possessor of all potencies, who can make the impossible possible. Why should we worship Ganesh, Brahma, or Shankar when they themselves worship Krishna? And in what forms do we worship Krishna? As Madan Mohan, Govinda, and Gopinath. These three are one tattva. As Madan Mohan, he establishes our sambandha, our eternal relationship. As Govinda, he accepts our service. And then as Gopinath, he bestows our prayojan, our ultimate objective, which is prem. Therefore, only Krishna is paratattva, and all others are his parts, plenary portions, or shadow potencies such as Brahma. There's also sadhya brahm, which is an allusion in regards to how one will attain his ultimate goal. I think that should be sadhan brahm, because sadhya brahm will be being an illusion of what is the goal, what is the state of perfection. Anyhow, but yeah, how will one meet with Krishna? Not by giving charity, not by performing pious activity, not by traveling to holy places, not by studying scriptures, or by any other method. The only way in Kali Yuga is performance of Harinam Sankirtan. Our basic foodstuff may be roti, but with that, there should be some dal, some sabji, and also some milk. These other preparations are necessary to make the meal complete. Therefore, the instruction, only chant Harinam, is given. But understand that included within the chanting of Harinam are 64 kinds of bhakti. Within this nam is everything. Nothing remains outside of it. Taking shelter of the feet of a guru, the 64 kinds of bhakti and all the thousands of devotional activities are included within it. Don't think that we will only take Harinam and do nothing more. But we can condense those 64 kinds of bhakti into 9, and then again into 5. Sadhu Sangha Nam Kirtan Bhagavat Shravan Mathuravastri Murtir Shraddhaya Sevan. Sakala Sadhana Shrestha E Pancha Anga Krishna Prema Janmai E Panchera Alpa Sangha. That's Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 22 verses 128 to 129. One should keep the company of sadhus, chant Harinam, hear Srimad Bhagavatam, reside in Mathura, and serve the deity of Bhagavan with faith. These 5 devotional activities are superior to the rest because even a slight performance of them awakens Krishna Prem inside one. Of these, 3 are primary: Shravanam, Kirtanam, and Smaranam. And then considering it further, Rupa Goswami says that attaching the mind to the pastimes of Krishna through Smaranam, one should take Harinam. And finally, it is told that by taking Harinam alone, all perfection is attained. So within this one activity, there are many. A line is made of so many dots. Included within the performance of Nam Sankirtan are the 64 varieties of bhakti, the path of Raganuga bhakti, and everything. First of all, there is Shravanam, hearing from a Sadhguru about these 4 kinds of Swarup Brahm, being illusioned concerning one's own inherent Swarup, being illusioned concerning Bhagavan Swarup, being illusioned concerning the nature of one's sadhan, and not recognizing things that are opposed to the healthy cultivation of bhajan. So the knowledge of these 4 things constitutes the tattva of Shuddha Sadhan, of pure practice. We must know what is opposed to bhajan, or we will be lost, like the Sahajyas and so many others. Next comes Asat Trishna. Trishna means hunger or thirst, and one should have hunger for keeping the company of sadhus, and for hearing, meditating, and singing the glories of Bhagavan. And here's that verse we recited. Prema dhana vina vyartha daridra jivan. Oh, sorry. So that's Antya-lila 20, verse 37. It says, Krishna Prem is the only wealth. Without it, life is useless. And such a person can be said to be really living in poverty. O Prabhu, please accept me as your servant and give me prem for you. This is hunger in its purest form. In relation to food, there are some things that can be taken, such as certain tonics, which increase one's appetite. And there are other things, such as tea and coffee, which diminishes one's hunger. Similarly, there are certain activities, such as hearing the glories of Bhagavan and taking his name, which increase one's hunger for prem, which is the real Trishna. But those things which diminish our hunger for prem are called asat Trishna, and they are of 4 kinds. Oops, I should continue reading on from that spot. Let me just find that. They are of 4 kinds. One second, let me just get this from the Word doc. I didn't actually read this beforehand. I didn't get a chance, and so I accidentally didn't include everything. Actually, we could just read it in the PDF. I mean, in the EPUB version. Where is it? Oops, wrong. GVP books, there it is. Okay, there, found it. Okay, so, but those things which diminish our hunger for prem are called asat trishna, and they are 4 kinds. There's akilesh avishana para, trikeshu chaishana shubha, bhuti vancha mumuksha cha, hyasat trishnas chaturvida. That's from Bhajana Hasya 2.9. As long as these 4 remain, one will have no hunger for the prem of Bhagavan, and bhakti will not come in its pure form. Therefore, we should make an effort to keep these 4 at a distance. The first is aihika vishai, which means worldly desires, and amongst them, 3 are primary. There are kanak, kamini, and pratishta. As long as a desire for these 3 exists within a devotee, bhakti will not manifest within him. The next kind of asat trishna is called paratrika, which means the desire for attaining heaven or liberation. We should keep the desire far away because they are detrimental for attaining bhakti. The next is bhuti vancha, which means the desire for mystic perfections. We should simply offer our pranam to these perfections from a distance and put our full faith in the name of Bhagavan, which possesses all Shakti. It possesses a Shakti that cannot be found in anything else. Mukti swayam mukulanjita sevate sman dharmartha kama gataya samaya pratiksha. That's from Krishna Karnamrita, verse 107. Dharma, artha, kama, and moksha, and the 8 yogic perfections will remain standing behind the devotee, saying, Prabhu, when will I acquire the good opportunity to render service to you? But we won't ever look in their direction. If we were to have access to these perfections in our present condition, we would certainly abandon our bhakti. Therefore, being kind, Bhagavan won't give us these perfections, even though he has invested all his Shakti in his name. What will not come from chanting the holy name? What will not come from chanting the holy name? If a sincere devotee requires some facility for his service, then Bhagavan will certainly supply it. He will definitely fulfill such desires for one who takes Harinam purely. But for now, Bhagavan sees that we still have so many anarthas, and therefore, giving us any perfections would be detrimental to our bhakti. It is like a small child who desires to cut up some fruits to eat. Then his father takes the knife and begins to cut it for him. But the child insists, "No, no, father, I want to cut it myself." But the father says, "My son, if I give you the knife, you may harm yourself." And he continues to cut the fruit himself. We know that all Shakti exists within the holy name. It is Chinmoy. Therefore, even though the fruit of taking the Nam may not be apparent to us now, even though it's not apparent to us now, we should know that there is a very great fruit coming from it. It is just that in our present condition, we may not be fully experiencing it. Don't think that there is no Shakti in Harinam or that there is no Shakti in Harikatha. It is there, but the Guru and Bhagavan keep it a little hidden from us so that we don't make a mistake and harm ourselves. There are two categories of liberation, and we should not desire either of them. The first is to think, I am Brahman, and the second category includes Sarupya, Sarshji, Samipya, and Salokya. We should keep the desire for all these at a distance as well. At first, we are told that we should leave the desire for worldly pleasure and pursue the pleasure of prem. But really, we should abandon the desire for that pleasure also. We're not even trying to attain the pleasure of prem. We don't want any kind of pleasure. We just want to please Radha and Krishna. So we want to serve Radha and Krishna and please them. So when we have no desire whatsoever for our own happiness, then our service will go directly to Krishna. We won't desire to reside in any realm other than Raj, where Bhagavan is in his complete form. Everywhere else, he is in a partial form. All of this falls within Asat Trishna. And next, we will explain Aparad and Hriday Dorbalya. It's 8 o'clock now. How long is... Let's see how much longer this is. Yeah, this is too long. Okay, so we'll read the rest of this tomorrow. And I'll give a little recap of what we read today also tomorrow. All right. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jai Shri Sachinandan Gaur Hari Ki Jai, Shri Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju Ki Jai, Shri Govinda Gopinath Maran Mohan Ju Ki Jai, Jai Shri Gurudev Ki Jai, Jai Shri Param Gurudev Ki Jai, Jai Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai, Shri Rupanu Gauriya Guru Varga Ki Jai, Swaparshad Shri Gaur Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai, Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopigan Ki Jai, Shri Giriraj Maharaj Ki Jai, Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi Ki Jai, Shri Bhakti Devi Ki Jai, Shri Purnamasi Yogamaya Ki Jai, Shri Gopeshwar Mahadev Ki Jai, Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai, Samag Jai, Shri Chaitanya Śikṣāṣṭaka Ki Jai, Shri Sachinandan Gaurari Ki Jai. All the commentaries of our Guru Varga Ki Jai, Shri Krishna Nama Sankirtan Ki Jai, Shri Hari Nama Sankirtan Ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai, Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai, Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Vrindai Tulsi Devai, Priyai Keshavashacha, Krishna Bhakti Pradadevi, Satyavatai Namo Namaha, Pancha Kalpatarubhyascha, Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha, patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Dandavat pranams, Nri Hari Prabhu, Bhavatarani Mataji, Prajumna Prabhu, Mantramurti Mataji, Yashoda Mataji, Chattamai Mataji, Rukmini Didi, Sarveshwari Mataji, and let's see on YouTube and Facebook, Rohini Nandan Prabhu, Vidya Lalasa Didi, Gargarajji, Ganga Mataji, and Champak Mataji, and everybody else. Dandavat pranams, also pranams to all devotees watching in the future. Haribol, Jai Shri Radhe. Thank you so much for joining. And yeah, see you tomorrow to read the rest of this article. We'll go through the next two anarthas. And also, there are more explanations of... This wasn't really so much of an explanation of the first verse. I didn't read it beforehand. And so I just saw the Cheto Darpana Marjanam and I saw some... But yeah, let's just take a look really quick. On folio... this is Veda base. Oops. On Veda base. So here's one, Cheto Darpana Marjanam. I'm going to compile this all together later today. There's another one, another class in Australia, 2000. And then a class in USA, also 2000. Wow, so a lot of classes. Yeah, so many. Oh my God. Whoa. How many? I think there's like 20 mentions of Cheto Darpana Marjana in the classes. We were just reading in the books. So I will put those all on a Word file today and we could also read that. So, all right, is there anything anybody wants to mention before I end our program? All right, so see you all tomorrow. Dandavat pranams. Jai Shri Radhe. One second, just looking one last time on YouTube and Facebook. Okay, cool. Jai Shri Radhe.